Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to phase 2 of the EEC session series. I'm Tikshila Peramuna, your host for today's session. Thank you for taking the time to join us for what promises to be an insightful and thought-provoking discussion. For those of you joining us for the first time, the Exposition Entrepreneurial Community Session series is designed to bring insights and expertise to young entrepreneurs and curious undergraduates, providing valuable guidance for their future endurance. To achieve this, we collaborate with professionals from diverse industries, aiming to inspire, educate, and equip you with knowledge that can be applied to your own journey. So, today we'll explore a highly sought after topic, AI alchemy. In the session, we'll navigate the diverse landscape of AI development, focusing on how to choose the ideal tools and services for AI infused applications. Whether you are looking for ready to use solutions or too eager to delve into coding and complex machine learning theories, this session will guide you in selecting the optimal tool for your specific needs. So, it's my privilege to introduce today's guest speaker, Dr. Haritha. When it comes to an AI and cloud solutions, there's no better guide for today's session than Dr. Haritha. With this expertise in cloud bases and AI architectures, as a cloud-based AI architect at Microsoft, he'll help us navigate the world of AI, whether you are looking for ready-made tools or eager to dive into coding and machine learning. So let's not keep the excitement waiting. Join me in giving a big welcome to Dr. Haritha, Cloud Solution Architect at Microsoft. It's your time, sir, to share your insights with us.
Thank you, Tekshila. Good evening, all of you. Hope you all can hear me.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Cool. Thank you very much for inviting me for this valuable and exciting session. So, Exposition is something that I'm always excited about, and I have been contributing for Exposition for a long time. So it's good to be back here in this year and to share my ideas about AI and the things related for that with that. So let me share my screen, and while we sharing the screen, can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir, we can see the screen.
Oh, that's all good then. Right. Okay. So I can see 120 participants, which is pretty good. And I want to have this not as a lecture because I know you have been in lectures for a long time and you always hate the lectures. I know that, but we'll continue this as a discussion. You are welcome to ask any question to the chat window. I'll try my best to answer the questions while the session is going on, or else if it is getting time, we can take some questions at the end too. Right. Is that a deal? So you can type it out in the chat window. So I want your participation for this session. Can't see anything coming up there. Yes, I need your participation for this session because for you it's 7 p.m. I guess, but it's for me it's 12:45 a.m. It's midnight for me, so I may feel sleepy if you not participating for the session. So yeah, let's continue this as a discussion. Right. To get an idea about the audience and all, while I'm doing my introduction, could you please let me know in which year you are studying at the university, or else if you are working, you can just tell in which career you are in, or maybe you are from an entrepreneurial background, you can just type it in, whether you are a first year undergrad or second year or following your postgrad, or are you in industry? I want to know your thoughts on this. Right. To get myself started, I'll give a bit of an introduction about me. So I'm Haritha. So I'm working as a cloud solution architect in AI at Microsoft, based in Sydney, Australia. So I did my PhD research, which is focused on using artificial intelligence, specifically deep learning and computer vision for sports analytics. So having a background in research as well with computer vision, deep learning, and the things related for that. I did my bachelor's back in Sri Lanka and moved here for the PhD and settled here with my job and the career. So that's a bit of about me. I have been contributing as a Microsoft MVP for over 8 years while doing my career. So that's a bit of about me. Cool. So before moving into the session, as I told you, I see 122, but I didn't see any message here. I want to know in which year you guys are, because then I can tailor the session according to that. Else that's going to be so boring. I want your answers. I guess everyone can chat in the window, right? The organizers. So the organizers, can everyone chat in the window? Right, okay. I have a 1 second here. That's no good. I want to see others too. It's just a direct message, but I want to see all. Is that only going to be direct messages for me? Or can everyone see the messages that I send? So I need an answer. So else I'm not going to start the session. So I need answers from all. So in which year are you guys on? I only see a second year. Yes, this is a state university in Sri Lanka, right? I have been in there in your seat many years back. Good. We have six. If you are a third year, yeah, then you have been in university for a long time. So just want to know the others. Are they all from second years and third years? So any first years? So I'm not going to charge you or like give any marks or going to give these transcripts for your lecturers or nothing. Just tell me in which year are you guys from? Right. We have people who just started second year. So is that the whole batch is here, or like how that's working here?
Dr. Haritha, we are having the second years and the third years. So both are like we started our second year and the third year like this week. So we are new, second years are new to the second year and third years are new to the third year. So the
Right.
both judges are present here right now.
Cool. So which degree are you guys following? Anyone can speak. Like which degree are you guys following? Or like which stream?
We are going with management and IT both parts. So in the third year, we have to choose whether we are going from the IT part or the MIT part. So
Right.
for the second year, in the third year, we are specializing which path we are going. And in the second year, we are choosing is it MIT or IT?
MIT or IT. Nice.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the third year, do you have a project to complete, or how that works?
We have a project in the second year. We have an AI project to complete.
AI project, specifically AI project?
Yes, sir. So that project is like if the IT people have chosen that module as their in their curriculum, so they have to follow up that project.
Right. How many months the project is going to be?
It's going for the whole semester.
6 months.
Yeah. Not
6 months.
exactly 6 months, like 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months. All right. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. So is there a 4th year going on by any chance for this degree?
Of course, Dr. Haritha. So we can do the 4th year as an honors degree. So if someone want to quit from the 3rd year, we can quit from the 3rd year. If
Right.
not, we have to do the 4th year. We are completing our research individually in the 4th year.
Right. There's a research component, individual one, which is the 4th year. Cool.
Yes.
So is that going to be a 1 semester one, or is that going to be the whole year?
Whole year ones.
Whole year. Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Cool. Do we have any lecturers out there in the session?
Not actually, Dr. Haritha.
Cool.
This is the undergraduates.
Right. That's all good. Then you guys can speak anything. මට මොනවද Tamil කියන්න බෑ, very sorry. මට Tamil බෑ, but මේ ඔයාලා සිංහලෙන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා වුණත් ප්‍රශ්නේ අහන්න පුළුවන්. කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. මට සිංහල හොඳට තේරෙනවා. මේ සිංහලෙන් ප්‍රශ්නේ අහන්නත් පුළුවන්. කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. හරිද? Okay. Let's start the thing. Right. So I gave an introduction about me. I came from the same places that you have been. I have been in Sri Lanka from the birth till I stopped my undergrads and then working there for a long time too, like 2-3 years, then moved here. Let's get started. AI. Everyone is talking about AI right now. Everyone is very much interested in doing something with AI. And I forgot to ask one question. Do you have any course unit related to AI or machine learning or data science in your course unit? Have you done that, or are you planning to doing that?
Dr. Haritha, we are having AI as a module in the 2nd year
Second
and
year.
machine learning in a module as in the 3rd year.
Right. So you haven't done anything related to AI now, right?
The 3rd years who are representing here have completed the AI module, but new 2nd years have not completed it yet.
Right. Any course unit related to data mining or something related to databases or the things like that?
Data mining is going to be on 4th year, sir.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Right. What are the languages that you normally do in your 1st year as your introduction to programming? Is that C or C++, or what's the language?
We started with C++, and then we are going with Java, Python, and languages.
All right. Okay. You guys know Python then.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's get started. So as I said previously, you are all good to ask any question. There's no stupid questions. I'm not going to judge you. There's no stupid questions. You can ask questions because asking questions is the only way that you can learn, right? Let's get started. So as I said previously, everyone is so excited about AI. Everyone is talking about AI and doing many experiments with AI. And you may have seen the news last week. So yeah, just tell me, what was the biggest AI news came out 10 days ago, 12 days ago? What was the biggest one that you see? You can just message there. Or you can unmute yourself and tell too. I'm pretty sure you have seen the news came out with DeepSeek and the things related to that, all the security concern. Yes, exactly, Vidishan, the DeepSeek. So you may have seen that. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about DeepSeek, but we'll see. We'll see whether we're going to talk about DeepSeek too. Right. AI alchemy. You know who's an alchemy is, right? Alchemy in the past world, he was the person who was doing some experiments, mostly with mercury and the things related to that. And he's more like a chemist who puts things together and makes something interesting. So it was kind of like a magic. They treated those alchemists as magicians, or else people who do very mysterious, creative, and interesting things. It's same with the AI right now because people think AI is a magic. Some people, some people think AI is a magic, or they think you can do very crazy things and some magical things using AI. But what we're going to do is we're going to look on AI and see what actually AI means for you and how you're going to use AI for your third year project or maybe for your fourth year research, right? I'm not sure whether why in the third year you are specifically instructed to do an AI project, but I'm not sure, but that's how it is. So I'm pretty sure most of the guys, the intuition or the understanding you are having on AI is not the one actually it is, right? People think that AI will take over your jobs in the near future. Yes or no, that may happen or may not happen in some cases. But in some cases, what we have seen is AI is still struggling in some cases, where in some use cases they are doing pretty well. Right. We are not going to go forward and see whether your neural network is identifying a cat as a dog. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to see what actually AI is and how you're going to use AI for your betterment as well as for your industrial project or maybe for your future career. Right. Artificial intelligence. So people were talking about artificial intelligence for a long time. It's actually not a new thing. That came back in like 1950s. People were talking about something called thinking machines. People back at that age was thinking, if we can I'll create machines that can think and behave as humans, that would be good. And they created those things within science fictions, and they wrote many stories around that Tin Man and robots and those things. They wrote the things about that. It was back in like 1950s. At that time, there was a famous scientist called Alan Turing. You may have seen his movie Imitation Game, as I remember that movie too. So that's a pretty interesting movie. You can watch that out. A pretty interesting one. So he even introduced a test called Turing test that gave an idea about what actually an artificial intelligence is. As I said previously, people were planning to build machines that can think and mimic the human behavior. And they figured out in order to mimic how the human brain is working, they need to learn from the experiences because that's the way humans are learning. If you get a kid, kids are learning from experiences. Kids are learning whether that's a bird by seeing the bird for several times, or kids are learning this is something to eat by eating that thing for several times. So that's how they learn. In the same way, people were thinking, what is the best method to learn from the experiences? Then they realized we have some interesting thing called statistics, and we can get a use out of that. They started a subset of statistics called machine learning, where you find the hidden patterns and the relationships between the data or the experiences that we have that is represented as data and giving the predictions that may occur in the future. That was the beginning of machine learning. That actually occurred back in like 1970s, 80s and all, but by like 1997 that came up with a boost and machine learning got it birth. So artificial intelligence is the very big picture. Inside artificial intelligence we have machine learning, as the picture shows. So machine learning is not the only way of doing artificial intelligence. There are many ways of doing artificial intelligence. Machine learning is only one way of doing artificial intelligence, but it is the most popular way of doing AI. Inside ML, as I said previously, people were trying to mimic how the human brain is working. Inside the human brain, we have neurons. Neurons are the magical thing that we have where we get the thinking ability and ability of taking actions and the senses. Then scientists were exploring for the methods to mimic the neuron, and they gave a mathematical equation for that. That's the birth of artificial neural network. As you know, in our human brain we have millions and billions of neurons together that has been stacked to build our human brain. That's why we are called an intelligent creature other than the animals. So animals also having brains, but not that much of complex like us. So when you stack those neurons together, normally we call that as a deep neural network. And deep neural networks are capable of understanding the non-linearity of the nature. So that gave the birth for deep learning. So artificial intelligence is the big picture. Inside the artificial intelligence, we have machine learning. Inside machine learning, we have deep learning. So deep learning is a sub part of machine learning. There are many other machine learning algorithms that you may know, decision forest, support vector machine, and even the linear regression that you might know, y equals mx plus c, where you did for your O levels. All those can be described as machine learning algorithms. So inside deep learning, there's a pretty interesting thing called generative AI or Gen AI that came back in like 2021 and got its all hype recently with ChatGPT and all the tools like that. Gen AI is all based on deep learning. The basic idea behind the Gen AI is the transformer architecture, a deep neural network architecture. So as you can see, Gen AI is only one subcomponent within AI. But with the capabilities that Gen AI has been delivered over the years, and with the miraculous things that we have been seeing that has been done through Gen AI, so people are more interested in Gen AI and think that's the only way of doing AI, which is a myth. So Gen AI is a very small subpart of AI, but has gone so far right now. Got the picture? Let's move forward. So yeah. So what was your idea for coming this session? Why you came for this session? Because your batch reps and all told you to come for the session, or you have been delivered from your WhatsApp and all to come for this session, else you're going to be expelled from the system? Or නැත්නම් අල කරනවා කිව්වද? Something like that. Oh, okay. So you reached it. Sometimes you may have reached here in search of your final year project. So the AI projects. Interesting. So we'll see whether you can get some idea on what you can do for your final year research and what would be the method of doing such thing. Final year research or every project that we have in the IT industry that start with a very big initial plan, like going for the space, a very big one. And after 3 months, it comes to F-22 Raptor, like a more simpler version of that space shuttle. And after some time, after like 6 months, it becomes a small Cessna or like a small one pilot driven plane. At the end of the final results, that's going to be a paper plane. That's the reality of most of the projects that we plan, right? Uh, so when it comes to your final year project or the AI project that you have in your third year, or maybe if you're doing your fourth year, your research project, make a good plan and make sure that is more realistic. The very first question that you need to ask after planning your, like while planning your research project or maybe your third year project would be, do we really need AI? Because what I have seen in most of the IT projects that we have, AI is only a subcomponent of that. And there's a lot behind that that we need to develop. And that we need to be developed using software engineering, maybe information security, or the things related for that. So you should definitely ask this question while you planning your project or the research. Do we really need AI? And how are you going to use AI on that? Right. So you came to a point saying, right, okay, we need AI for this. Without AI, we can't do anything. AI නැතුව නම් මුකුත්ම කරන්න බෑ. And your lecturers has asked, for your third year project, we need something with AI. Sometimes they even don't know what AI is and what are the applications within AI. But they say you need to do something with AI. Okay, now you need to do something with AI. You go forward and do realize, right, now we're going to do the things with AI. how to do it with AI and what would be the procedure for that. So I'll give you this one, which is a pretty interesting and pretty important concept, which is called crisp DM. So if you want to write this thing and search this thing, I strongly recommend you to look on this. It is called cross-industry standard process for data mining. CRISP DM, cross-industry standard process for data mining. Right. So when it comes to CRISP DM, it is a standard procedure that we can follow in order to get an idea and in order to streamline any sort of AI, machine learning, or data mining project or a workload. So you came up with the idea and you asked the question whether whether we actually need AI, and then the answer was yes. And then you start with this process. The first thing of that is going to be business understanding. That means you have to realize, after performing all these actions, after doing all these efforts with AI, machine learning, or you name it, anything, what's the business process that you're going to solve? Which part of the business issue that you're going to solve with this? That might be getting the students enrolled for your student enrollment system. That might be something like facial recognition for entering a premises. That might be developing a robot that can do some agricultural task or anything like that. So you need to understand what is the business problem or what is the problem that you're going to solve, and you need to have a good understanding on that. If you're not having good understanding on that, make sure you get the support from a subject matter expert, maybe a farmer if that's an agriculture project, or maybe a fisherman, whether if it is going to be aquaculture something. Get a support from them and ask them what where the actual problem or the issue is sitting in. The next thing is going to be data understanding. Obviously, in order to do any machine learning or any AI sort of task, you need to have a set of data. So you need to understand what sort of data that you have, and what are the aspects within the data is interesting and would be viable and valuable for your machine learning algorithm or building your AI system. You need to have a good understanding about your data. And you need to know whether that data is enough to build something tangible and build something sensible. Then after that, you comes to the stage of data preparation. Normally, what we have seen in any AI or machine learning related project, this data preparation takes 80% of your time. It's very tedious and it gets a lot of time to do the data preparation. After doing all those preparation, it's an iterative process that then you go for the modeling part. Modeling means where you build your machine learning model or maybe train your AI model, anything like that. After modeling, then you have to go for the evaluation and you go for the deployment. It's an iterative life cycle that goes on and on. After deployment, also, you need to do the evaluation and see whether your model is performing well in the production. Right? Got the idea? So that's called crisp DM. Go and have a look when you have free time. Right. Now we talked about all the processors, data processing, and the things like that. For doing all those things, there's a lot of tools out there. A lot. You may have heard about Python libraries. You may have heard about TensorFlow, PyTorch. You may have seen the GPT models, the Llama models, or the recent AutoGen libraries, anything like that. And you may have told to do DevOps, and you may have heard the terms like MLOps. Many tools out there. So you need to select which tools are suitable for developing or constructing my project, right? When it comes to all these tools, we have three main categories of that. Before moving for that, I'm open for any questions. Do you have any questions so far? Hmm. I can't see any questions coming in, but we'll move forward. So when it comes to all these services and the AI models and the things like that, we have three options to go forward with. The first option is pre-built. Pre-built means it's something similar for you going for a clothing store, something like what is that? The famous one you have in Kiribati, got a candy or something. So or Tilakawar. Then you go for that and you buy a dress from there and you just wear it. That's pre-built, pre-made. You get it, you wear it. That's it. That's the pre-built AI models. So if you get ChatGPT, that's a pre-built and pre-trained AI model. So you can just use that. Or else, if you have seen some of the AI services that is available as APIs, the things like Vision APIs or the things that comes with AWS or maybe Microsoft Azure. So those are pre-built ones. You just get the API, pay for the consumption that you get, and you get the model out from that pre-built. The second one is customized. That's something like this. You go for a store, you buy a shirt, and that's too long for you. What you do is you go for a tailor and do the customization, and you go for your tailor, you get a trouser and say, "අයිය මේක පොඩ්ඩක් කොට කරලා දෙන්න and fold එක පොඩ්ඩක් ගහලා දෙන්න," and you customize the thing and you get the one. That's the second option. That's the customized one. So if you have seen the things like transfer learning, there is something we do. We get a pre-trained model and customize the model according to our need and use that thing in our application. That's the second one. It is a bit more complex than the pre-built one. And we have the third option, which is building from the scratch. You are not using any pre-built or the customized one. You go for a tailor and you say, "මට මෙන්න මේ විදිහට මහල ඕනේ, මෙන්න මේ විදිහට මහල ඕනේ." You tell, these are your specifications. You need this color and all. And you make the dress. Same as that. You build the AI model or the machine learning model from the scratch, train that thing and use that thing in your application. Three separate methods: pre-built, customized, and from scratch, right? In most of the cases, what I have seen in the industry, 60% of problems can be solved using pre-built models. You don't need to create something from the scratch. There are very good pre-built models that you can use. That saves the time, that saves a lot of effort, and it is more secure than building from the scratch. So it is always good to go for a pre-built model if it is available for your use case. If it is not, then go for the customized. And if the customized ones are not working well, then go for the scratch. But that's coming with a lot of risk and efforts too. Right. As I know, have you guys heard about Microsoft Azure? I need a quick yes or no from the chat, because else some of the slides are going to be so alien for you. Are you guys have heard of Azure? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. I have one yes. What about others? Right. Okay. Cool. We have some people who knows about Azure. Cool. Right. Yeah, you should you can call me just Haritha. No need to call sir, because I don't have a night shift, right? So cool. So most of the guys know Azure. So Azure is the main cloud platform that main and the only cloud platform that Microsoft is offering. So we have AWS from Amazon and we have GCP from Google. Alibaba is also having their own cloud platform. I guess IBM is also having the IBM cloud, same as that. Azure is the Microsoft cloud. So as I said previously, most of the cloud providers, these may be the same terms other cloud providers may use too. I'm not having that much of idea about that, but I have been using Azure and working in Azure for a long time. So when it comes to a cloud provider like that, they have a machine learning platform that sits underneath. If it is Azure, that's the Azure machine learning. Then after that, on top of that platform, we have something called customizable AI models, or the cognitive services, we call those things. So these are the pre-built ones that I told you before. So if you get a model like vision, what you need to do is you just put an image for a vision model and say, I need to count how many people in that image. No need to do any coding or more training a model or something. That API will gives you an output by milliseconds. So those are the power of these pre-built models. Most of the things can be customized too. So if you want to go forward with more capabilities, there are things like AI search, form recognizer, video analyzer, and the things like that. You can go forward with those things. On top of all these AI technologies, we have an application platform because for any AI or the machine learning application, you need to have an application platform. That's going to be Power BI, where you do the data visualization, or maybe Power Apps, Power Automate, or maybe any sort of web application that you develop. Not going to talk about these things where you have the enterprise level applications, but this is how mostly the cloud platforms work. They have their set of offerings, which are the pre-built or the customizable AI models, and on top of that, they have the capability of building something by your own. So if you know, Azure AI Foundry is the place where you get the capability of having all the models, all the LLM models, or the recent foundational models in one place. Azure is not only offering the GPT models or the models behind ChatGPT, they are offering the models like Llama models as well as the recent DeepSeek model as well. Right. I'm going to play this video. I'm not sure whether you can hear the thing. We'll see. Can you hear the audio?
No, Mr. Haritha, we can't hear it.
Right. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. Right. Okay. So there's.
All right, let me.
Can you hear now?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Right. Okay. So this is an interesting video. See what's happening there. This is a chatbot, and that has been built by using all the pre-built services without training any machine learning model or AI model.
All right, let me ask the agent here.
Hey, Seth. How's it going? What can I help you with today?
I am fantastic. I'm sorry, I'm in such a hurry. I'm gonna go on an overnight camping hike where we're camping all this. It's gonna be dark, cold. Should I use these shoes? It's the mountains. It's probably gonna be cold.
Great, no worries. Let me take a look. Ah, those are the Trek Star hiking sandals. While they're fantastic for summer hikes and keeping your feet cool, they might not be the best choice for cold
Oh my goodness.
mountain
So okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Pick the best thing that I should use, and can you just add it to my cart? Just one product.
No worries. Let's go with the Trek Ready hiking boots. They're durable, provide great ankle support, and most importantly, they'll keep your feet warm in the cold mountains. I'll add them to your cart now.
Oh,
ready for checkout?
I see that. Amazing. Muchísimas gracias. Espero que me vaya bien en el campamento.
So you can see like the person is having the conversation with an agent, AI agent in the backend. So he's asking the things to do. The AI is searching everything for them. So he's asking for hiking boots. And the most interesting thing is in this occasion, he's using Spanish, not English. So the AI agent is having the capability of understanding languages too.
De nada, Seth. Disfruta de tu campamento y mantente caliente con esas botas. Buena suerte y diviértate en las montañas.
So that's very interesting. So without training any model, this has been built using the pre-built GPT models and their audio capabilities without using any training at all. So you are capable of building something pretty interesting and more viable for the industry by using just the pre-built ones too. Right. As I said previously, when it comes to building a system from the beginning, these are the main components that you may have to look on. The first thing is going to be about the business requirement, whether we need, what is the problem that we need to solve with this one, what are the requirements of the business, or what is the requirement of your research, and what are the data sources that you're going to have. If that is going to be a CSV file, or if it is going to be a set of images, or if it is going to be a set of videos, you need to have an idea about what is the data source is, and then where you're going to store those things. We'll say it is going to be a big set of video files. You can't store those things in a simple thumb drive. You need to have a cloud storage for that. So you need to figure out what storage you're going to use, because everything is based on data. Then the next step comes in about data processing and the data analysis. You need to, before going forward with anything, you need to see where you can process these data, and whether you have the computation power for doing those things, and how to analyze these data. Then the next steps goes forward with security. Obviously, security is one of the major concerns that have with any AI application. Then the scalability. Governance is all about security and how that is managed, and whether that's going to cover the responsible AI principles as such, and how you're going to monitor the operations of this AI or the machine learning. These are the main things you need to consider when you're building your AI project or the AI applications that you're going to build in the future. Right. So as I said previously, everyone is talking about AI, and they imply that Gen AI or the generative AI is the main thing of that. So if you're going to use any Gen AI model, I'm not going to go forward with Gen AI. So if you're going to use any Gen AI model, you need to see whether these checkboxes are completed, whether you need a general purpose model that can handle multiple tasks. That means you need to understand text, you need to do entity recognition, sentiment analysis, and you may need to do image analysis as well. You need a general purpose model for that. And then you need to generate human-like content. Human-like content means human-like language. So then if you need rapid prototyping and quick time to the market, that means you don't have much time to go for the market with a like a bespoke model that has been built from the scratch, or you need a model with little or no training, then you can go with generative AI. So if generative AI is not capable of doing such thing, then you can go for other services that has been built by others. If these things are not working for you, then go for building by your own. That means building your own models using your favorite tools like Python, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Keras, or the things like that. So before moving into building something by your own, first see whether you have some resources out there in the internet, or maybe the GitHub that has been built before, or any services that you can leverage, and see whether you can solve the problems using that, and then move forward with the rest of the things. Or else, another good approach would be use this thing to build your prototype and see whether that's going to work, and then do some improvements on that, right? While doing all these things, the main thing you need to keep in your mind is whether you are following the responsible AI principles, because there's a huge buzz going on right now about the responsibility within AI systems. You know, data privacy is a huge issue. Yesterday, you may have seen the news that one of the famous guys out there, Elon Musk, has breached some of the security concerns within the US Treasury, it seems. So it's an interesting news came out after Trump going for the office. There are concerns with the privacy right now with the data. Inclusiveness. That means everyone should be included within your AI systems. The AI will say you create a facial recognition system, but it only works for white people, then that's going to be a problem for people like us, right? So make sure your systems are inclusive for everyone. Accountability. When you're making a prediction, you should be accountable for the predictions that makes from your AI or the machine learning system. Transparency. When you're building a model, when you're building a machine learning model, you can't tell this is a black box. You just put your data and it will give you the output. You can't tell that. So you need to be transparent on what you're doing. And the next thing is fairness. The model should be fair to everyone. And last but not least, it is going to be about reliability and safety. The models should be safe. Everyone should be safe while using the thing. So it goes for not creating explicit content which is harmful for children or making these deep fakes, you all know, and things like that. So it all covers under these responsible AI principles. So when you're creating your AI project or the final year research, make sure your AI system has been evaluated for these responsible AI principles too. Right. So after hearing all those things, you may see, all right, okay. So what should I actually do? Where should I get started? There are many places that you can get started. I would say if you getting into the career of AI or machine learning, start from the very beginning. Don't just skip the ladder and go for the last step and say, I don't understand anything. Start from the beginning. Start from data science and data mining. Look on the machine learning algorithms, the simple linear regression, logistic regression, and the things like that. Two simple classifications. Learn some Python and PyTorch or TensorFlow. I highly recommend PyTorch as a deep learning framework because what I have seen in the research space as well as in the industry, most of the things comes out with PyTorch right now. So do your studies on those things. Then get an idea about these foundational models as such. There are many good online courses out there, plenty of online courses out there where you can start learning. To be honest, myself, I did my bachelor's in IT. We didn't had a single course on AI, machine learning or something. You're fortunate now. So we only had a fourth year subject called intelligent systems. We did most of the things using MATLAB. Python was not in our course units. So that was not way back, like sometimes back, 10 years ago, maybe. So yeah, that was the time that we had. But most of the learnings I did on machine learning and data mining was self-study, online courses, and YouTube and all. So that was the way that I studied most of the and books. Right. So start from the beginning. Don't skip the steps because you have a lot of time. Second years, you have a lot of time. You have 1 or 2 years more to get into the industry as an AI or the machine learning expert. Because, in the future, machine learning and AI is going to be one of the highest demanding capabilities or abilities that you should have. So anyone here is looking forward to be a QA engineer. Just put a yes or no here. Anyone here want to be a QA engineer? And right, okay. So we'll get a vote. People who want to be in SC career, just put SC. People who want to get into the AI or the machine learning space, they can put ML. Or people who want to get into the BA or the business analysis sort of, or PM or the career, they can put BA. Or if you're going to be on QA, you can put QA. Yeah, let's get started. We have a few minutes left. I need the answers. Hey, folks, I need the answers. අමුකුත් කියන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයාලා දාන්න උත්තරේ. කාටවත් මේක කියන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ මේක ඔක්කොම ඉන්නේ මේ මේල් කරන්න කැමති ළමයි කියලා එහෙම කියන්නේ නැහැ. Can't see anything out here. No. Why is that? No one is having any sort of career progression planning for the future. Yeah, that's sad. So what I was going to say was if you're moving into the software industry, you're software engineers or the people as such. So you should know how to use AI. You should know how to code with AI. So there are many tools out there like GitHub Copilot, and I can remember the other tools they have with AI, which can generate code. So in most of, even in the industrial use cases, we think and we believe that software engineers should have the capability of working with AI, and they should know when to use AI and how to use AI. That means you should know how to do simple prompting with that. So that's a very big necessity that we are looking forward to have with our future employees. The next one is going to be about ML engineers or the data scientists. Yes, that's going to be a very pretty career, but very challenging career, because every day that is changing. You should have the ability to learn every day. So to be honest, even now, I have been in my career for almost 10 years now, but even now, every day I'm reading and learning the new things, because else we can't survive. So that should be there. If you're going to be in the QA career, because I know many people, still want to go for the QA. So there's a huge risk for you. Recently, some of my friends who are in QA career, they showed me how to build a QA engineer or like a QA agent within few clicks. So they can do all the automation and they can do all the QA testing by AI. So that's a very big risk for that job. So make sure you know what you're doing, plus make sure you know how to do those things. If you're going to go forward with BA or the business analysis career, that's the same. Most of the analysis tasks that comes with these functional requirements or getting the non-functional requirements as such, that can be automated. So make sure your job cannot be automated, or you know how to automate those things. So that's the main thing you need to do. Make sure you are ahead of the AI cycle and you know how to use that thing. In order to get there, don't try to reinvent the wheel, because what I have seen in most of the projects, as what I have seen, all of you guys have been instructed to do an AI project in your third year. For the third year project, don't try to reinvent the wheel. If there's something for image recognition, use that and build something interesting on top of that. Don't try to reinvent some state-of-the-art method that someone has been developed. So use that and make sure you build something innovative out of that. Right. So that's going to be the end of the session, but I'm open for any question from you. So we're going to give some time for questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Haritha, for the incredible session. Your expertise has provided us with so much to think about, and I'm sure our audience gained true understanding of this topic. So as you mentioned, now we'd like to open the floor for our Q&A session. So this is your opportunity, the audience, to ask questions and clarify any doubts that you have. If you have any questions, please feel free to type in the chat box, or you can unmute and ask your questions itself.
ඕන භාෂාවකින් ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයාලා ඕන සිංහලෙන් ප්‍රශ්න අහන්නත් පුළුවන්. මම සිංහලෙන් උත්තරේ දෙන්නම්. Very sorry, සමා වෙන්න ඕනේ, මට දෙමළ තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. කවුරු හරි මෙතන ඉන්නවා නම් ටැමිල් මල්ලි කෙනෙක් හරි නංගි කෙනෙක් හරි, එයාලට පුළුවන් ක්වෙස්චන් එක අහන්න. මට තේරෙන කෙනෙක් පුළුවන් නම් ට්‍රාන්ස්ලේට් කරලා දෙන්න. මම ඒකට ඒ විදිහට උත්තරේ දෙන්නම්. ප්‍රශ්න මොකුත් නැති වෙන්න බෑ. ඕන ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්න බලන්න. Right. Okay. I have a question. Can AI be used effectively in smaller scale projects, or is it better suited for large ones? That's a very good question. AI is suitable for any sort of a project. That means whether that's going to be small or large, that can be used for any sort of a project. There's no boundary saying AI is only for large industries. I have seen many small industries also using AI for their betterment. I'll give you a very good example. There was a farming company who was farming cucumbers, pipinya cucumbers. So they had a very big problem to sorting those things. What they have been doing was they have been using a camera just to take an image of those cucumbers and sort those things based on the size and the color. So if that has been ripe, that has been more whitish and all, that should go for another basket. And the ones with green and with a certain size should go for another one. So that one was using some image recognition technologies to sort that out. That was a small industry, so very small thing. So for AI, there's no limit. You can go for small or largeness. So I have another question. So for our AI project, I'm planning to do a chatbot with RAG. Any tips on that? That's a very nice one too. RAG. You may have been heard RAG. RAG is retrieval augmented generation. Yes, RAG is a very good approach to solve most of the business problems. So going for RAGs, the main things you need to consider is about what's your data sources. That means whether that's going to be PDF files, whether that's going to be the files containing images, tables, and things like that. And how you're going to vectorize that thing, the vectorization one, and what is the vector database that you can use, whether that's going to be any open source one like a Pinecone, PostgreSQL, or enterprise level one like AI Search, and how you going to retrieve that thing. What is the LLM that you can use there? You can use GPT models, you can use Llama models, or even you can use some of the models that run on your computer. For an example, I'm running some of the LLMs, small ones, not GPT-like ones, in my laptop or in my server that I have at my home. So that's there. Right. Okay. So yeah, if you want more information, I'll just share this. Yeah. So this is my LinkedIn. You can search my name or you can just scan this out. So just ping me so we can have a chat on that. RAG is something I do every day. I can answer on that. What are the safest IT careers that AI can't replace? So that's very interesting. So to be honest, I even feel like I can be replaced with an AI. But what I have seen, if you are good in architecturing IT solutions, that means you know all the basics and you have been excelled in one part. We'll say you are expert in security or you are expert in integration, but you know how to integrate all those things together. So then you can't be replaced. Uh, I can say the IT careers that can be easily replaced. The first one that comes to my mind is QA. Pretty sure that's going to be replaced soon. Right. Okay. How do we convince stakeholders to adopt AI-driven strategies in a project? That's a very good question. How do we convince stakeholders to adopt AI-driven strategies in a project? You have to show them what's the return on investment. That's called ROI. So for an AI project, that's not going to be cheap. That's going to be a bit expensive, right? You need to show them after implementing this one, you are going to save this much of dollars, this much of rupees, and this much of time and effort. And you're going to have a competitive advantage with your competitors. So those are the main things you need to show for your stakeholders rather than showing them we have this chatbot that works like this and this is pretty good. Rather than that, you can say, guys, we have a chatbot. You're going to save $1,000 per month with this because you're going to replace all your call center employees. And then the next thing is with this, you are more efficient, and this is working 24/7 rather than having 3 shifts per day. And this is going to give you a competitive advantage in marketing too. So those are the main things that you can tell. So mainly go for the return on investment and show the stakeholders. So this is the return that you get with this investment. And the next thing is make sure you address their privacy concerns too. Right. Okay. How do we balance AI with human input in project management? Yes. This is an interesting question too. In project management, obviously we have a human input. We have to have some sort of human input. What I have seen in project management, they are using AI for more monotonous tasks that we have within project management, like a timesheet scheduling or maybe resource allocation. AI can be used easily. AI, something like agents can be used easily. There are some aspects in project management that cannot be replaced with AI yet. So it is more like We use AI for monotonous tasks or the tasks that can be repeated and without much human intervention, but where we need more complex logic and more human touch, we use the human inputs there. Hope that I answered the question. Cool. Those are very nice questions. Any other questions? Any other questions that we have? Right. Okay. This one other question. How do we deal with unexpected results when implementing AI in a project? Right. Okay. Unexpected results. Yes. I have seen this in two folds. One is with numerical predictions. We get unexpected results. Yeah, that happens a lot. So what you need to do is you need to make sure your models are properly evaluated and properly implemented. There's no bugs within the model. So that's the first thing. If this is all about LLMs or the generative AI things, that happens a lot. That is that we call normally as hallucination. So there are many methods of preventing hallucination, like you need to have proper prompting techniques. The things like chain of thought can be used, or few shot prompting can also be used for preventing these unexpected results. So there's a few techniques that you can use within the LLM space or the foundational model space. When it comes to numerical modeling or the numerical prediction, that's a bit more easier than handling the LLMs, I would say. So it is more about like evaluating your models correctly and training your models without any bugs. That's the main thing you need to consider there. Right. Any other questions?
Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If not, we can continue with our agenda. So please ask if you have any further more questions.
Yes, if you have any other questions that comes to your mind after the session too, just ping me on LinkedIn. So I'll try my best to answer the questions when I have some time. Yeah, just ping me on LinkedIn. So I'm available there.
So if no questions were asked, seems you have got no further questions, which means we are good to go with the rest of the agenda. So a heartfelt thank you to Dr. Haritha Tilakaratne for sharing your time, knowledge, and expertise with us today. Your practical insights into usage of AI in project aspects have been invaluable. So to our audience, thank you for your active participation and for making today's session such a success. With that, we are going to wrap up the session. As we wrap up, remember that the journey of securing your business starts with awareness and informed action. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and above all, stay secure. We look forward to see you in the future sessions of EEC. Until then, take care and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.